Oh, I get my thrift habits at the Goodwill Vintage Nun Supply store. Paul L. Salzgiver, the discount educational collaborator. Save money and keep a budget. The end. See you next time.
In the afternoons, the store across the street from school does a rushing business.
They got bottomless egg creams.
At least one customer buys those deluxe concoctions. Meet Jack Firth.
He looks busy.
And look at that. It's a peach super delight.
Actually, do they have any pitaya bowls?
Boy, that sure is a swell-looking camera, Ralph. Wish my dad would get me one like that.
Well, my dad didn't buy the camera. I bought it myself.
You did?
You did?
Well, how did you do that? How could you afford it? You don't earn any more than I do.
Stop opening my mail!
No, I just saved up for the camera.
Saved up? How can you save up? There's always something you have to buy.
I got Pete Super Delight, huh?
Oh, you're smug.
Well, I just worked out a budget that allowed for savings.
A budget? Oh, no.
Young Pete
I
Holmes.
tried a budget once. Didn't work.
Well, I tried a couple budgets at first that didn't work either. Then Dad showed me a way that really can work.
How? How do you work your budget?
I'll tell you for $10.
Oh, no. It wouldn't work for me anyway.
Oh, it might, Jack. See?
Just sign up for my webinar.
This is my camera graph. That's the way I kept track of my progress in saving for the camera.
Well, what does the graph mean?
Stop confusing me.
Along this side over here, I have the savings marked off. And the weeks are marked along the bottom.
Then I steal my dad's wallet.
I aimed at this dotted line to save $2 a week for 20 weeks. And then I'd have my camera. I almost made it, too. But then a couple of times I slipped and didn't save my $2 that week.
Had to turn
But
tricks.
I finally made it. And now...
Oh, it looks like a good idea. What's this one here?
Well, that's for the tripod I want. I'm doing better on this graph. It's a lot easier now that I've done it once.
Well, that's what they say.
Yes, Ralph has a budget and a method of saving that shows results. If Jack were as determined to get a camera, if all of us were as determined to save for things we want, perhaps we could budget successfully and get some of them.
Wow, I didn't realize what a reckless spendthrift you are. Anyway, toodles.
What about it? Is it easy to make a budget work?
Hmm?
Jack will have to prove that to himself.
Jack, buddy.
And if his taste is always as rich as it is this afternoon, it may not be easy.
It's just ice cream.
How do you make a budget? Is just a graph enough? A few days ago, Jack saw an example of a budget. The budget his family uses.
To launder money.
Out of its total weekly income, Jack's family allows so much for food, household, clothing.
Rehab.
Each part of their regular expenses is allowed for in the budget.
Snap into a
And
Slim Jim.
They try to make their expenses regular, so as to follow the budget as closely as possible. Yes, even Jack's allowance for his work around the house is part of the family budget. And there's a provision for savings, even with all those other expenses. So the family has a budget which allows for savings.
Well, that didn't work out. Time to cook meth.
Are budgets just for parents? Can Jack do any saving out of his income?
No way, that's mine.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look at it.
Ding.
There's that work-at-home allowance of $2 a week.
Minus the bully tax.
And Jack earns $6 a week working part-time in the library.
As a step stool.
Now combine these two, and we have Jack's total income, $8 a week, for Jack's expenses and what he can save.
Now let's talk about Magic the Gathering.
Let's see. Regular, predictable expenses like lunch money, car fare,
In-app
and
purchases.
then the expenses that aren't quite so easy to predict. Personal expenses, after-school snacks. Now let's try to hold that down to 50 cents and save more.
Guess you've never had a peach super delight.
Then school supplies,
Flash drives and glitter.
and entertainment, movies and dates.
Oh, that seems generous.
There. Does that handle Jack's expenses? Look, there's $3 left for savings.
So come on down.
That's more than Jack expected. What did he do with all that money before?
So much dairy
There's
shaming.
one type of thing that ate up his cash. If he'd do without extravagances, he could save every week. But he'll have to watch things, keep records of expenditures.
Drop out of school, hire an accountant, establish a front organization.
He'd better write down a list of expenses to watch. Too many movies, too much candy,
Too many insert shots and hand doubles.
and maybe Jack can try Ralph's idea of a graph.
Later in debtor's prison. There, my fundraising appeal letter. Put it on the old vision board.
When you save for a specific goal or purpose, it's easier to stick to the budget if you have a visual reminder.
Like a broken thumb.
$3 a week for 14 weeks will do the trick. Jack got underway in fine style.
That's not a weird thing to say, is it?
The fourth week, this caught Jack's eye. $1,
Yeah, plus convenience fees.
That'll knock a hole in the budget. Maybe not save so much this week.
Maybe not talk good.
No. Want that camera. Budgets ought to allow for this sort of expense.
I deserve stuff.
Why, Jack's budget does allow for it. Entertainment, that's right. That's simple. Just don't go to any movies this week.
But Transformers 9 is
That
out.
show at the Strand. Wanted to see that. And it won't be on next week. Can't go to both that and the class mixer. Have to choose.
What would Jordan Belfort do?
More fun at the mixer. That's what it'll be.
It wasn't.
Well, you can't have everything you want. And Jack wants a camera.
Ralph doesn't pick up on the red flag.
Peach soup. No, Coke, please. Make it 2.
Right.
Well, you must be on a budget. How's it working out?
Oh, pretty well, I guess, but
Can I borrow money?
it's hard sometimes. Oh, boy, I sure would like a Peach Super Delight right now.
Well, Jack, you can't stick to your budget all of the time.
No, Jack doesn't have to follow his budget. But he has made his own rules to save for a camera.
Sorry, all we had was caffeine-free Diet Coke and Pepsi Next. Hope that's not a problem.
As long as he follows those rules and chooses to save, he'll find that the pennies certainly add up at the end of the week.
He'll find that they certainly do.
But not all choices are so easily made. That'll be some football game, and Jack wants to go. Who wouldn't?
Me and everyone I know?
Well, where can this fit into the budget?
I can stop taking my heart pills for just a couple months. And I can rent out my shoes as boats for chipmunks, yeah.
Perhaps the money for entertainment and... No, he's already used that for Dad's birthday next week.
Oh, good one, Dad!
It's either no savings this week or no game.
Oh, he's got no game, all right.
So, to go to the game and not save anything this week means setting his camera back 1 week.
All those unphotographed squirrels.
Jack decides the game is worth postponing the camera for 1 week.
Of course, Sasquatch chooses that game to run across the
He
field.
notes the expense in his little book.
His little book of boo-boos.
But that pen, the one he's had so long, has to break now.
Son of a...
Have to buy a new one. See, this budget business is no good. Jack doesn't see how anybody makes it work.
Just get a few credit
But
cards.
by the time he gets home, Jack has thought it out. And he knows that when you want something hard enough, you can find ways to save for
You
it.
can get a paper route or sell your organs.
One way to keep the budget going is to make things do. Jack knows how to fix that leaky pen with a little cement.
Borrowing pens from other people was illegal until the Bic Act of 1973.
Not as good as new, but it'll hold for a while.
Oh, and be sure to steal some glue ahead
So
of time.
Jack goes on, trying to stick to his revised schedule. But a few weeks later,
He declares bankruptcy.
his repair job gives out. He just has to buy a new pen. This one, which fits within his 50-cent school supplies budget, is not a good buy at any price.
Jerk Firth?
But to pay for this one, he'd have to take some out of his savings.
Just open an account at TD Bank and get the free pen.
He knows, however, that buying cheap, unsatisfactory products is never thrifty. So, even though this pen will make him draw money from his savings account, it is a better buy and a necessity.
Would you like the extended warranty or the replacement plan or the online rebate or a punch in the nose?
But Jack isn't going to let that setback stop him. He still wants that camera.
He doesn't even know what a camera does. He just wants it for a
By
paperweight.
saying no to extravagance. By finding ways of entertainment that don't cost money.
The Amos and Andy Show.
By fixing things and making them last. Jack keeps going toward that goal. Every week seems a little easier until finally Jack makes it. Right on schedule. Isn't that a honey? It was really worth saving for.
Oops, the world just went digital. Anyway, Dad, my records show that you owe me $70.
As Jack gets a better idea of what he can do, He reorganizes his figures to save better and spend better.
He starts cooking the books and living the high life.
He's making new plans. How about you?
Huh?
How will you do it?
Me? I manage my finances the old-fashioned way. Barrels full of spices and animal pelts all the way. See you next time, everybody. Bye.